let's get into it. You know, don't be too keen to, put these dudes on a pedestal, because are they putting you on a pedestal? Welcome back to my channel, you guys. I go by Conscious Babe here on YouTube, and I'm a lifestyle channel whose content ranges anywhere from animal care content to travel to girl talk like this. So if that interests you, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I would love to have you. So today, you guys, we're gonna chat it up. We have baby kitten, feisty little thing, joining us today. She's going to be playing with my feet as I talk to you guys, so we're loving that. Guys, today we're going to talk about the things I wish I knew before I went to college. All right, so let's get into it. All right, you guys, so I wrote down my notes of the couple of things I wanted to touch on. I am currently in my last semester. Well, not last semester. I have one more semester in my undergrad. And I'll be done. So as a senior, super senior, you guys, I took a little gap year, as a super senior, I just wanted to come on here and kind of shed some light on some things I wish I knew before I started, to help some of the freshman girlies out, or sophomore girlies, or any girlies thinking about going to college, want to go to college, planning to go to college. You guys, jumping right into one of the juicy topics, all right? The first thing I wish I knew before starting college was upperclassmen men don't want you for the right reasons. Upperclassmen men don't approach you because they think you look grown, or you are so mature. You may think to yourself, oh my gosh, like all of these men, like these grown men are coming to talk to me. I must look so mature, I must act so mature, I must carry myself so well. Although that may be true, as someone who is a senior myself, when I look at incoming freshmen every single year, you guys look like babies, all right? You literally look fresh out of high school. I can tell you're very young. You give off young vibes, and that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying how it is. Like, you guys give baby, all right? We give baby whenever we're freshmen, and the fact that the upperclassmen men are like so adamant about coming to talk to you, don't think it's for like right reasons. To put it very bluntly, upperclassmen men, whenever they come to talk to freshman girlies, a lot of the times they're thinking that we're easier to bed when we're younger, and that's just me being honest. So just use your own discretion and your own discernment when it comes to talking to upperclassmen men, all right? Because they're going to approach you guys. Let me tell you this, they're going to come talk to you, they're going to approach you, they're going to try to get in your pants. That is just what they do, okay? They're just hardwired to do that. There's a lot of growth that happens between the ages of 17 and like early 20s. So just make it make sense. I've seen with my own two eyes, upperclassmen men on the hunt, on the prowl for these freshman women. They see a group of freshman women, oh, they're all about it, all right? So just use your own discernment. Upperclassmen men, I'm not saying that, you can't talk to these men, all right? Talk to them, sprinkle, all right? And get your money's worth and get your connects, because if you think about it, these are upperclassmen men, so they've had more years in college, they know more people, they know where the hot spots are, they know where the party's at. So use it to your advantage. I'm not saying give up the goods. If you want to give up the goods, that's on you. But I'm just saying, like, use your own discernment and don't be too quick to get involved with these upperclassmen men, because they do not want us for the right reasons a lot of the times. And the fact that they are adamantly seeking a freshman woman is just giving me creep vibes. And it's giving me like, I don't know, it's giving me weird vibes. So, use it to your advantage, sprinkle. A lot of the times they are thinking they're gonna get into your pants, easy breezy, beautiful cover girl, and that is just not what, the girlies are going for, all right? So get your money's worth. Make sure that when you meet an upperclassman man, you meet all his friends, make sure that he the best one. Sprinkle, all right? And period. Let's move on. All right, you guys, so the second thing I wish I knew before starting college is the importance of doing good your freshman year, all right? I don't want to put too much pressure on you guys, because I know not everybody does well their freshman year. and that's okay. But I'm saying that like doing good your freshman year will definitely provide you some cushion for when you start messing up in your middle college years. All right. So freshman year, literally, in my opinion, this may not be the case for everyone, because like college is like you go through an adjustment period. But for me, freshman year was the easiest year academically I got. So make sure you're trying to do your best, so that you can have a little bit of cushion. Your GPA from your freshman year will kind of like provide you a little bit of cushion for when you start, you know, messing up a little bit, you know, trying to, you know, obstacles and missteps in your middle college years, so it can kind of compensate for that if that happens to you. You know, how my whole like college career went is that I did extremely well academically and socially my freshman year. You guys, I made dean's list, I had very good grades, and I was still partying and out here and yada yada yada. But then like in the middle college years, I started dropping my GPA dropped. I started, you know, kind of getting kind of depressed girl era, all right? And then kind of like now I'm at a point where I'm trying to finish out strong. So, you know, me doing well my freshman year really did set me up for success regardless of what I went through my middle college years. It just provided me with a little bit of cushion, because if I would have done bad my freshman year and then went through the things I went through my middle college years, I would have just been totally just annihilated academically. So this is not to scare you or anything or to put pressure on you to do well your freshman year, but like just try to, all right? Because it's literally going to be the easiest year you're going to get, all right? Your freshman year, you're going to want to like be social as well. That's a very important factor of college life. But what I used to do is I used to hang out so much, you guys. Every day I was like with a friend group hanging out and things like that. But I would just, you know, sometimes I would bring my homework along with me, like we'll be at the cafe or something like that, the cafeteria eating lunch. And a lot of the times when we ate lunch or dinner together, my friend group, we would stay there for a while, like hours in the cafeteria just chatting, and then we'll go hang outside in like the common area and things like that. So I would bring along my homework, and while we're all chatting and having a good time, I would be doing my assignments, you guys. And of course, my friend group would always, you know, pick on me about this in a joking manner, but I mean, this is how you do it, all right? I was still hanging out, still having fun, but I was still being in my study girl, okay, mindset. So, and then also, you guys, sometimes if I was going to an event with friends or I was going to the club, instead of scrolling on my phone, acting like I'm looking at something, you know, to kind of like compensate of being embarrassed for being like alone. I know y'all do this. Don't act like y'all have never done that. Like your man's pulling up or something, you act like you on your phone, or like you are by yourself at an event, so you be on your phone looking at nothing. Let's just be honest, all right? Instead of looking at nothing, I will be looking at my assignments, either studying, or I will be completing literally my assignments while I am scrolling on my phone, waiting for my friends to show up, or waiting for things to get popping, or yada, 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 or wall sitting, whatever have you. I was notes. Okay, period. So it's all about like finding that balance and things like that. So that's a bit of a little tip for you guys. All right, so to sum that up, you guys, try to do good your freshman year because it will provide you with some cushion for later on in your college years when you have like that weird period where you were like, I don't know, diagnosed with depression and stop having the motivation to go to class. You know, it'll make up for that, all right? Or whatever life shenanigans throw at you, okay? Wait a minute, my sister's calling me. Hello? Hello? Period.
It's just a drive. You know what it is. Yeah.
I have to get my belt out. Love you. All right, you guys. Anyways, that kind of threw me off. Let me go back to my notes. So the third thing I wish I knew before starting college is if you have time between high school graduation and college enrollment, take some community college classes, you guys. Knock out some core classes at a community college. It is cheaper to take classes at a community college. You just have to make sure that the credits that you take at the community college are going to transfer over to the university that you are definitely going to. All right. So during my senior year of high school, I finished all my credits, my high school credits, and I had the option to graduate early. I ended up graduating a little early, but while I was in high school, I took a community college course. I took medical terminology, which is a course that I needed for my bachelor's in animal science. So I took that there. And you can also take your maths at a community college. You can take your Englishes at a community college, and just make sure that it's going to transfer over to your university. Yeah, that is a great way to just knock out some classes, and your future self will literally thank you, because I am so glad I took medical terminology at a community college while I was in high school and still had the energy, because medical terminology was literally like a headache class. And I'm so glad that I went ahead and knocked it out before I went to college, because it was like less stress on me when I got to college. And had I had more time between high school graduation and enrollment into my university, I would have taken more classes at a community college. So save some money, girl. Take some classes at a community college. Don't be scared, and don't be afraid, and don't be embarrassed to go to no community college, because I've heard that before, people embarrassed to go to a community college. No, save your money. And honestly, I get better refund checks from community colleges. I get more funding when I go to community colleges. Community colleges are a great tool to use. So that is a little tip for you guys, and something that I already knew before college, but just thought I added into the third thing I wish I knew. All right, you guys, so the fourth thing I wish I knew before going to college is, please, for the love of all things, do not be in a rush to move off campus. All right, you guys, this is a mistake. I wouldn't really say a mistake. This is something that it's not a mistake, okay? But I definitely wish I wouldn't have done it. I don't regret it, but I just wish I hadn't done it, you know? I think everything I've ever done was a part of my life journey, but like, this is just a little tip for you guys. And the fourth thing I'm going to mention is, please do not be in a rush to move off campus, you know, or work, or do any of the big girl things while you're, you know, focusing on school. You know, I worked full time, and I had a off college apartment while I was in my second year of school. And literally, you guys, I was so stressed out. I was stressed out. And that's when I started making more bad decisions, and my life just fell to shambles. And I just didn't set myself up for success, because I was such in a rush to just be a big girl and to do this and to do that. So definitely don't be in a rush, especially if you don't have a car, or somebody funding you, like parents that are well off and, you know, can just dish out money and things like that. That's not something I've had. So, you know, moving off campus wasn't really the best idea I've had in my life, you know. And I also didn't have a car. So definitely, like, use being in college, like at a university that offers housing on campus, to your advantage. It's less stress on you. You can focus more in your studies. You don't have to be worrying about how you're getting to campus, walking to campus, or yada, yada, yada. Use, you know, living on campus to your advantage to put more time in your social and academic life. You know, it was extremely hard for me to, you know, work full time, pay my rent, help pay my rent, and do all these things without a car. And I was catching the public school, the public transportation system. It just was, I did what I had to do because that's what I chose to do. And I'm not trying to scare the girlies who actually have to do this, you know, the girlies who have families, or the girlies who, you know, just have to live off campus or want to. This is not to scare you, because it's definitely doable. I did it for a year, but if I could go back and not do that, I would. and I would just choose to live on campus. And the only reason why I wanted to live off campus because I was just in a rush to have my own space, like, and things like that. And I was in a rush to, you know, just not be under the rule of like a university, because you have all these restrictions when it comes to like living in a dorm and things like that. But you guys, just make it work. Try to do things here and there to kind of like alleviate kind of like the aggravating aspects of living off campus, because in the long run, like, living on campus does definitely have their benefits. And then also just try to, you know, they have so many different options of housing on universities. Just try to get the ones that at least have your own room, you know, like a suite style. Pay a little extra money for a suite style. It'll still be cheaper than you trying to pay rent at like a university apartment. So yeah, especially if you don't have no car, girl, stay on campus until you have a car. All right, that is my advice to you. In regards to working, I also worked during my sophomore year of college. Well, I started working again my sophomore year of college, and I would say, like, I wish I didn't really have to work, because, you know, working and being a full-time student, that definitely something is going to be lacking there, academically wise. I would come off a shift and just be tired, and I would like miss assignments and things like that. It's not to scare you. It's doable, you guys. You can do it. But if you do not have to work, please do not. So to sum it all up, I know this was everywhere, you guys, but to sum it all up, don't be in a rush to move off campus, especially if you do not have a car. 2, let loans, financial aid, and scholarships pay for the big things, you guys. Don't be in a rush to get a big girl job if you don't have to work. But if you do have to work, or you do want to work, make sure that the money you get from that job is going to the stuff that you want or need, and you don't want to necessarily be paying for big things with your work check. You want to let financial aid, scholarships, and loans pay for that, while you focus on, you know, just having a little bit of money in your pocket for extra fees that pop up here and there in college, or just being a baddie. You want to also have money for self-maintenance. I hope all of that made sense. I know that was like everywhere, but that is kind of how my brain thinks about all these things. So of course, do whatever you want, girl, but at the same time, keep in mind that, you know, universities offer housing and food plans so that you can focus more on academics, you guys, so you can do the best possible and you can graduate the fastest and just do great. So when you're trying to rush and trying to move off campus to be, you know, a big girl and things like that, although that is okay, and if you want to do that, you can, it's like sometimes that can get away with you focusing on your academics. So that is the reason why a lot of universities offer these things. So please take advantage of it, and don't be in a rush. You have your whole life ahead of you to get your big girl up. All right, you guys, my camera stopped recording because my card was full, so I had to delete some files. But like I was saying, you guys, you have your whole life ahead of you to, you know, have your big girl car, have your big girl job, have your big girl apartment. So please take advantage of the universities offering food and housing and things like that. So if you do decide to work somewhere down the line of your college career, you can keep that money and not be dishing that money out to pay for, you know, rent and things like that. So that is just a little tip for you guys. Of course, you don't have to follow this. This is just like something that I wish I kind of like took into consideration instead of like trying to be in such a rush to just be independent and a big girl and things like that. Like, I was so young and you're still learning. So just be patient, okay? You will get there. And yeah, let's move on. So the 5th thing I wish I knew before starting college is the importance of having different friend groups. All right, excuse me, this may be a little bit of a controversial thing. Like, some people may be like, no, I don't really believe in having different friend groups. All my friends, you know, all hang out and jumble up and we all be having a good time and yada, yada, yada. I get it, but at the same time, like, I found it very beneficial to have like different friend groups here and there, because sometimes it's not always good or healthy to be around the same people all the time for like your whole college career. Like, you do sometimes outgrow people and you move on, and sometimes these people and what they like to do don't no longer resonate with the person that you're trying to be and things like that. So like, having your different friend groups definitely does balance out this kind of energy. And also, I find less drama when you're in friend groups, different friend groups, you guys, and it's splitting up your time between these friend groups. Of course, I'm not saying like keep your friends a secret and things like that and don't tell them. Like, don't try so hard to like keep everybody separate. Like, sometimes friend groups naturally mix, and just allow it to happen naturally, but don't be in such a don't like try to force friends to be like, okay, well, you and you meet and you and you meet and you mix all together and we can all have a good time. Don't really like, you know, put yourself in that predicament, in my opinion, you guys. This is just me saying it. Like, I feel like having your different friend groups definitely can be beneficial and definitely can allow you to have less drama. You can just have a versatile like social life and things like that. So definitely look into it. Don't be in such a panic to have all your friends meet and things like that. Yeah, go missing on your friend group sometimes, you guys. And also, don't forget to make time to be alone by yourself, which can sometimes be so hard in college, especially if you're living on campus with a roommate, because I feel like you're never alone to do any alone time things. But just try to do things consistently. Like, you can save up little coins here and there, take yourself out to a movie. You can take a little evening stroll around campus, and that's also a great way to meet new people outside of your friend groups. You're leaving your friend group at home, or you're leaving your little friend boo at the dorm, and you're going to go walk around campus to freestyle by yourself. That is a great way to meet people. And, you know, just try to go to the park, you know, just try to do things that you can do alone, so that you won't get accustomed to always having somebody with you, which I definitely got accustomed to always having somebody do every single thing with me in college, where I did not do a single thing alone. I would eat at the cafe with someone, I would walk to the bank with someone, I would go here with someone, I would go there with someone, I would run errands with someone. I was never really alone, and that made me kind of dependent on always having someone with me at all times. It was like a comfort blanket, you know. So yeah, have your different friend groups, but yet still have some alone time. And that is number 5 of the things I wish I knew before starting college. Let's move on. Number 6 thing I wish I knew before college is, please meet with your academic advisors, all right? Your academic advisors will make sure that you're on the right track with completing your courses and give you all sorts of like advice. They map out all the classes you should take in what semester to kind of keep it all balanced out and to keep you taking prerequisites, and it all like lines up and things like that, so you graduate in 4 years or however long your program is. And I personally messed up my entire curriculum schedule by not taking certain classes and not knowing they were prerequisites to other classes, because like sometimes like a math course will be a prerequisite to a whole nother like course that doesn't have to do with math, like something like that. Like sometimes courses in one subject will be the prerequisite to a course in another subject. So you just have to pay attention and make sure you know what classes are the prerequisites for the other classes, so you won't get all jumbled up and confused when continuing on your academic career. Sometimes, you guys, registering for classes can be a little pain, because sometimes like you'll go to register and the class will be full, and that class is what you need to kind of like keep yourself going in that curriculum guideline. If the class is full and there's no openings, and you keep checking back and there's no openings even after the add and drop period, just take the course over summer, you guys. Please do not be afraid to take courses over the summer so you can stay on track. Me, like, I never took classes summer until like my 3rd year of college, which I really wish I took summer classes, and that way I would have graduated way sooner. I would have stayed on track. You know, missing certain courses during the fall and spring semester wouldn't have affected my next year and things like that. So to sum it all up, you guys, make sure you know what your prerequisites are to what classes so you're staying on track. Try to closely follow the curriculum schedule for your specific undergrad degree as close as possible. And if there are classes that you need to take a certain semester but can't because the class is filled and there's no openings and you can't get in, take it over summer, you guys. Please take classes during summer. You guys get a big fat refund check if you have financial aid, and that little financial aid during the summer will definitely come in handy for the things you want to do for summer. So yeah. All right, you guys, so that is tip number 6. Moving right along here. The 7th thing I wish I knew before starting college was undergrad degrees are literally, you guys, a step in the door to like grad school, or just a step to get a higher paying job. It does not mean that you're always going to graduate being an expert in your field of choice, you guys, because my bachelor's in animal science degree, I'm almost finished with it, you guys, and I do not feel like I'm an expert, and I don't even feel like I really have the degree. And that's the story of so many people with the undergrad degree, like a bachelor's. You get your experience from like internships and various jobs. That is how I got my experience. I feel like if I just would have, you know, taking my classes and not done anything else, I wouldn't have had the chance to gain as much knowledge about animals that I currently have now. So just make sure that you're doing internships. I also worked here and there, especially during summer. And the internships and the jobs definitely is what really allowed me to gain the knowledge that I have now. So just keep that in mind. Don't be so hard on yourself and things like that. Your undergrad degree, your bachelor's, your 4-year, your 2-year, it's just for paper. All right, you guys, you're going to get the most experience when you actually start your job, doing own research yourself, or, you know, doing your internships and your jobs and things like that. That is how you're going to gain the most experience. So just make sure that you're practicing the skills that they touch on during your undergrad classes. But definitely, like, I don't feel like if I would have just took my classes and not done anything else in my college career, I would have been able to have the knowledge that I do now. So to sum it all up, you guys, undergrad degrees don't mean that you're just going to be an expert. You're going to graduate and know every freaking thing. All right. So just keep that in mind. All right. All right, you guys, so going back to boys, all right, the 8th thing I wish I knew before starting college is to keep my distance away from boys. All right, let's talk about it. All right, so explore, put yourself out there if you want to, girl, but please do not become so focused on, you know, your romantic life or just boys in general, because let me tell you guys, college boys are a different breed. All right, men in general and boys in general are a different breed, but it's just something about them college men that really just be wildin', all right? If you choose to date and you choose to explore, which is very healthy, just make sure that you're protecting yourself, your health, above all else, you guys, because these men do not care. All right, I'm gonna just really put it blunt. I'm giving y'all tough love. I'm gonna just really be blunt with y'all. They do not care, all right? You will literally be the only one suffering with the consequences without any sort of sympathy. So just make sure that you are putting yourself first. You come first above all things. Say it with me. You come first before all things, okay? Not Johnny Boy, not Steven, not Jamarcus, not Jack, not Pat, not John, Bob, whoever, all right? And if you need a little bit of a scare, college boys are literally walking around itching and riddling with disease and are known to give yeast infections from just looking at you, all right? I'm just kidding, y'all, but not really. I'm being so dramatic, but just, you know, hashtag protect the yonis, hashtag girls before boys, hashtag health is wealth. Guys, sometimes the worst thing you can catch for a man is not a disease, it's not an infection. It is sometimes the emotional damage, all right? Yeah. Whew. The damage. Gotta keep in mind that us women, we are energy absorbers, we are intakers, we are incubators, we are harborers. So just be very mindful of who you're allowing in your space and who you're allowing in your romantic space and who you're sharing your body with and things like that, because we're absorbing all of that. So if these men walking around with demons attached to their back, guess what? You're making space for that, all right? So let's not. Okay? Let's not. All seriousness, you guys, you know I joke a lot and things like that, but just really be mindful of who you're allowing yourself to be connected with, emotionally, physically, and just make sure that you're getting regularly tested if you're out here, you know. Okay, if you're out here, you know, make sure you're getting tested and do not take his word for it. Do not be afraid to make him go get a test and you see the actual papers, you guys. I've had friends that literally are in relationships and the man step out, brings something back home, and she's just burning and she's burnt, and you know, they confront them about it and it's just like, I don't know, and then they never go get tested and they never go get treated. So please just be very mindful. This is not to scare, this is not fear monger or anything like that. Just be aware of it, you know, and be mindful of it. You know, boys be out here just burning people for no reason. And like, just because they are interested in you and they want a piece of you and they, you know, they begging for you, don't mean that they're your friend, all right? And does not mean that they take you seriously or that they will be there if anything happens or they will support you or anything like that. It does not mean that, all right? So just, like I said, you guys, repeat after me, put yourself first before all things, all right? You come first, everything else. Okay. All right, you guys, so that brings us to the 9th thing I wish I knew before college. I think we're on the 9th. And that is college requires hard work as well as finesse. I cannot tell you how many times I had to, you know, truth slant, you know, to, you know, finesse a professor, to kind of use my resources on an exam. I don't know if that last part is self-incriminating. I hope not. But you guys, college literally requires finesse too. Yeah, you have to work hard, and you know, it takes tough work, and you gotta really strive to get them grades, but also you're gonna have to finesse. Like, I cannot tell you how many times that I really had to finesse my way into, you know, passing a class or to getting something done or yada yada yada. Sometimes you have to butter up that professor, and I've done that multiple times, you guys. It's kind of like on Clueless when she was getting her grades up, Cher was getting her grades up. That's kind of what you have to do in college sometimes, especially when you're going to colleges that have departments that are a little underfunded and the staff aren't really all that. So the teaching methods are just like slack and things like that. I've definitely experienced that. So those classes required me to really finesse it out, all right? And sometimes professors know that the departments suck and will like literally let you breeze by, but that's just something to keep in mind, that yes, you're gonna have to work hard, but you're gonna also have to find the balance between hard work and just old-fashioned finesse, all right? And being one of the girlies, we know how to finesse, right? Yeah. Now, I'm not saying cheat, lie, and steal your way through college, but sometimes it may come to that. But no, like I'm just saying, like find that balance and things like that. Don't get yourself caught up and don't do anything like tragic that will like end your career. But you know, sometimes you're gonna have to finesse, all right? And so yeah, to sum it up, work hard and finesse. As I'm growing more into like a woman and I am reaching womanhood and I've experienced things that are like building me and things like that, I've come to the conclusion that, you know, being like this goody tissues rule book follower is not always the way to go. Yeah, it's good to be good, but at the same time, like being a goody goody is not going to get you the things that you want in life. Being like a nicey rule book follower is sometimes not the way to go. Yeah, as I'm becoming older, I'm just beginning to realize that being like this goody tissues nice girl is not all the time like beneficial to get things done, especially when it comes to college. Like, speak up. You know, if you need an extension, ask for it, and don't be afraid to ask for it. Go up there confidently, ask for it. You know, make up an excuse of why you can't do that. Finesse, you guys. I'm not saying like lie just astronomically, but I'm just saying like you're gonna have to use those finessing skills. Definitely, like if you have more of that feminine energy, definitely like I feel like that works very well with like finesse and manipulation. Manipulation doesn't always have to be a bad thing. Manipulation is just forming something into what you want, and what we want is to graduate. So do what you got to do. All right, you guys, and that brings us to my last little thing that I wish I knew before college. And the last thing I wish I knew was that you can do it, okay? I can do it, you can do it, she can do it, he can do it, they can do it. Everybody can do it, okay? Regardless of where you come from, regardless of the current position you are in, regardless if you have children, regardless of anything, you can do it. You can literally do it. I had so many hardships and just I almost gave up, and I was just like bumping, I'm gonna just get a regular job. You know, you can do it. It takes finesse, it takes patience, it takes time, of course. You know, my college years were filled with happy times, sad times, you know, what the F times, you know, but all of this, looking back, like it has definitely helped shape me into the person that I'm becoming now. Like going to college and living, like having that college experience is definitely something that, you know, has helped shape me both, you know, academically and like social wise, because I was not social in high school. I was going through a lot. I stayed to myself. I was not social. I did not have that dream high school career. And I don't look back on high school like, oh, I miss it so much. I was so ready to get out of high school, you guys. I hated it so much. I never wanted to be there, yada, yada, yada. But that all changed once I got to college. I was like, oh my gosh, I actually like people a little bit more than I thought I did, you know, and I like having friends. Friends are cool. Wow. I never had friends before. I've had friends before, but like during my high school career, I felt like I did not really have like a set like friend. I really didn't have a good friend there. I had people I used to talk to here and there, just say hey to, but I really didn't have like a connection with anybody. And me being the type of person I am, it's very hard for me to form, you know, meaningful connections with people. I can have little friends here and there that, you know, you hang out with, but like deep, meaningful connections, you only get a few of those in your lifetime. So yeah, you guys, that is all I have for you guys today. I hope this video helped. Definitely, as someone who has spent a total of like 5 years in her undergrad career. I definitely have so many of these videos and tips and ideas to share with you guys for anybody who may be in college still, going to college, thinking about college, whatever have you. I definitely want to be kind of like a support system for some of the girlies out there. And the term girlies I use is very inclusive, you guys, so don't feel like just because I'm saying girlies that it doesn't apply to you because of whatever you may, consider yourself as. Girlies is universal for me. I call everybody girlies. It's time for us to take our power back, and it's time for us to just be baddies and be unapologetically ourselves, and to get the things that we want, and to get our education, and to just live a full life, and to not worry about what we can and can't do, or what society expects from us. Like, let's just do whatever we want from this point on. Let's be chaotic, let's be noisy, let's be whatever we want. And that's what I want to inspire people to do, and that's what I like to inspire myself to do. Yeah, you guys, that wraps up this video. I hope I dropped some meaningful, helpful tips for anyone who may be thinking about going to college, in college already, or about to go to college. You can do it. It's going to be a fun time, you guys. You're going to do great. I believe in you. You're going to do great, all right? Just, put yourself first. Don't be too keen to, put these dudes on a pedestal, because are they putting you on a pedestal? And just try to eat right, take care of yourself, and you're just going to do great, you guys. Finesse and work hard, all right? And that's how you get through college, all right? That's how you get through college. All right, so I hope these tips helped. Again, if you want to be a conscious babe, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you. And without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You know the vibes, period. And don't forget to hit that bell notification to let you know when I post again. And without further ado, I'll see you in the next video. I wish I knew. I wish I knew. Stop biting me, Suki. I'll bite you back. I'll bite you. I'll bite you, Suki. I jack you up, girl. Ow! I jack you up. I jack you up, Suki. Suki girl. She's a cute baby girl. She likes to bite feet. She likes to bite fingers. 'Cause she's a baby.